The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name's Kyle Bowen. One love to the Don't Doze Art Lab for giving us the space to give you that West Coast bias. And yo, man, oh man, shout out to FanDuel. Yes, FanDuel is that place where you can play the game in a different way responsibly, right? Visit FanDuel.com for more info. Have fun with all those parlays. Have fun with the rest of the NFL season. Man, oh man. My phone's ringing. Off the charts. Everyone wants to talk about it, right? Quinn Hughes, where's he going? Quinn Hughes, where's he going? You got some people, too, who want to talk about the game, right? Demko, back in net tomorrow. Can we just shut up about Quinn Hughes being traded? He's not going anywhere. Let's stop pushing him out of town. For real. It's somewhat all over the place. Again, my phone's already rang twice in the past minute with somebody who wants to talk about Quinn Hughes because, more rumors are coming and going, right? The Carolina Hurricanes, they want him, right? I even heard some talk about the Dallas Stars wanting Quinn Hughes. And now we're hearing the Washington Capitals possibly being a suitor, which is, somewhat exciting. Why? Because Ovechkin's there. And I feel as if Ovechkin is right there with Sidney Crosby, right? Especially at this point in their career where any NHL fan of whatever team can hop on that wagon until the end of their time. AKA if Ovechkin and Quinn Hughes become teammates, Canucks fans for a little bit, can enjoy the Washington Capitals in the playoffs. Watching the best player in their franchise's history play alongside the greatest goal scorer in NHL history, right? Which, again, we have to expand on, right? Why would the Washington Capitals, quote unquote, go all in for Quinn Hughes? Well, why would they potentially give up guys like Ryan Leonard, right? And a bunch of picks and this guy and that guy for Quinn Hughes? Like, are they deep enough to blow it up to some extent and go all in? But here's the thing. You go all in when you have the greatest goal scorer in NHL history on your team. I feel as if there's somewhat of a appreciation on a level that's ununderstandable from a Vancouver Canucks point of view when it comes to a player like Alexander Ovechkin. If you're the owner, if you're the management group of that team, you ask Ovechkin, you want Quinn Hughes? You want to win now? You want to potentially mortgage the future? And if he says yes, you do it. And you worry about losing your best young prospects down the road. Now Washington last year, successful season, one of the best regular season teams. Some people may have said it was, an overachievement. Maybe some people felt as if there was a bit of a, I don't know, I'm not going to say the use of steroids, but, the adrenaline off the Alexander Ovechkin goal chase, motivated the whole team. It brought the group together. Nothing more dangerous than a team full of camaraderie. And they were able to use that momentum to some extent, and get success, not playoff success, but success that wasn't there from the preseason pundits in 2024, right? But again, there you go. They do the most, and in 2024, 2025, they're incredible. And they're well coached. And this season, after a slow start, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. So you're kind of looking at this team not being a fluke, and thus, being put in a position where, based on the fact that they've retooled their team over the last couple of seasons and they have a ton of assets, that, no shit, they're going to be in the Quinn Hughes sweepstakes. They got to be. And oh yeah, once again, you got Alexander Ovechkin. How much of a story would that be if Ovechkin at the end of his career had a deep playoff run? Like, that's the way to go out, right? That's something else. And now let me know in the comments if you would cheer for Quinn Hughes, on another team, but more specifically, if you would cheer for Quinn Hughes, like get a bit of adrenaline within you, get that feeling in your stomach. If you got to watch, Quinn Hughes in the playoffs play meaningful games with Alexander Ovechkin, like that'd be fun. To me, that would be, must watch. It really would. Now, who else would the Canucks get outside of Ryan Leonard, who, again, exciting young player? He's the perfect NHL young ready player that the Canucks should target, right? Enough with the Lucas Reichels. Go after a guy like Ryan Leonard. He also got some playoff experience last year as well, right? About 6, 7 games, 8 games or whatever. And this season has what? 8 goals, 7 goals, almost 20 points in 29 games. Not bad. Not bad. Probably playing, 14, 15 minutes a game. Let me double check this. So what do we got here? 13 minutes a game. 13 minutes a game and doing a lot. And look at the highlights. The guy's got the intangibles. In my opinion, I'm not going to say Washington should consider him untouchable, but like I would put him in this. This may sound a little crazy, but I would put him in that Simon Nemec territory. Like if the Canucks could get a guy like that back for Quinn Hughes, then you're cooking, right? And I asked Trevor Becks, who's not with us today because he's sick. He's got the child flu. Okay. I asked him to, give me a trade breakdown, and I want you to do the same. Let me know in the comments what that package would look like. But Trevor Begg says it would look like this. Okay. Ryan Leonard, defenseman prospect Cole Hudson. I believe he played a lot of hockey with Tom Melander. Rasmus Sandin to make the cap work. 2 first-round picks and a second in 2028. So you'd get the 2026 first-round pick, the 2027 first-round pick, Cole Hudson, Ryan Leonard, Rasmus Sandin, and the 2028 second-round pick. That's what Trevor is saying. Now, the reporter, I believe, that mentioned that the Washington Capitals could be interested in Quinn Hughes, did she mention Connor McMichael? If I'm correct, a center down the middle. He fits that like range of age group the Canucks are interested in, under 25. And I'm like, yo, nah. I like the player. But if you have to choose between Ryan Leonard or Connor McMichael, you pick Ryan Leonard. I know Connor McMichael's the centerman, and this team lacks a lot down the middle, but no. You take the talent because you're dealing Quinn Hughes. Now, speaking of talent, Cole Hudson. I know this for sure, right? His brother's the one that plays for Montreal. Does he also have a brother that plays for Edmonton? Am I right on that? Is it that guy? Now, I've seen the film of this dude, watched a little bit of him through highlights. I'm not watching no Boston College games, but I've seen the highlights because, Tom Melander played there, and this guy seems exciting. He does. He has a little bit of, I don't know, dare I say, Quinn Hughes in him. If you could get Ryan Leonard and Cole Hudson and then some for Quinn Hughes, you're cooking. And to me, that sounds, I wouldn't say a lot because Quinn Hughes is that damn good of a player. And if you're a team going for the cup, you do whatever it takes to get that guy. But based on how other teams' fan bases have underappreciated Quinn Hughes and have watered down their trade packages, it's again making me feel as if a package like that is unattainable, just again based on me spending too much time on the internet. But that excites me. Does that not excite you? Ryan Leonard, Cole Hudson, a couple first round picks, right? Like that to me is, it's up there. And again, watching Quinn Hughes play with Alexander Ovechkin, that would be a lot of fun. Now I will say this too. Quinn Hughes has a 1.5 years left on his contract. Washington, they go all in this year for Quinn Hughes. They give up a lot. And let's say they don't take the next step. Let's say they're still a first or a second round playoff team, right? Having Quinn Hughes on your team doesn't make you a Stanley Cup contender. Look at us, right? And let's say next year, after giving up everything for Quinn Hughes, the Capitals, they look like the same team and can't come to terms with Quinn Hughes on an extension. Well, what do you know? They're going to trade Quinn Hughes and get a similar return back because Quinn Hughes is that good. He's that good. For real. Man, oh man, I can't believe we're here. But at the same time, come on. Quinn Hughes hasn't helped this case. Jim Rutherford hasn't helped this case as well. Patrick Allvin, the same thing. This team is so dramatic that obviously 30 games in, we be talking about this. This team is so emotional that obviously 30 games in, well, we're already trading Quinn Hughes, and each day it seems like a new team is entering the race, and rightfully so because, I keep saying the NHL is mid. I think that's the wrong way to put it. I feel as if everyone is kind of on the same playing field outside of like Colorado, outside of Dallas, right? Right. I know Florida's struggling this year, but Kachuk will come back. That's a huge boost. Is Barkov gone for the whole year, including the playoffs? Anyways, there's room to make a case this year where your team could go on a run. And if Quinn Hughes is available, it's similar to like if Leon Draisaitl was available, or if Connor McDavid was available, or if Nathan McKinnon was available. If you're one of those teams that has a chance to make the dance and make a little bit of noise, you swing for the fences to get Quinn this season because that means you can make a lot of noise. And again, much love. Yes, much love to the Washington Capitals entering this race. Even though last year was quote unquote a fluke, and they should probably consider holding on to a lot of their prospects since Ovechkin is retiring very soon. But again, much love to them for doubling down on giving Alexander Ovechkin the most. For real. That's a beautiful thing. Ovechkin's done so much for the game, so much for the Capitals. He's been loyal to that franchise. And if I'm a Capitals fan, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the future. I'm appreciating the moment. The Capitals are playing way better than I thought again this season. Ovechkin's still on pace for like 35, 40 goals. And since he's the best to do it of all time, you reward his loyalty. You reward what he's done to the community and for the game. And you literally do the most to capitalize on still being a first place team and potentially winning a Stanley Cup with Alexander Ovechkin, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's beautiful. And that's how it should be. And on the other end of the spectrum, you see a lot of Canucks fans defending Quinn Hughes, right? Oh, the media's being too harsh on him. Oh, the fans are being too harsh on him. What has the team done for Quinn Hughes? They haven't surrounded him with the right talent. Obviously, he'd want to leave. What? It's like, how about you do something for the team outside of, individual success? Like, you can ask for things when the team starts winning. You could demand more respect when the team starts winning. It's a team game, not a Quinn Hughes game. And again, the Washington Capitals have only won one Stanley Cup. Only is a crazy thing to say as a Canucks fan, but they've won a lot of regular season games through Ovechkin's time. Like a lot. And again, if they go out and trade for Quinn Hughes and mortgage their future, that is, again, a beautiful partnership in fruition. That is still going on. That's respect, and respect that is deserved. So yeah, all this noise surrounding Quinn Hughes, and we're going to get to it on the Reddit segment because he's doing himself no favors at all. To me, it's warranted. And, if Quinn Hughes was smart, he could control the narrative in a different way and maybe calm down the waters. But again, I feel as if, I guess he is a smart guy. What I'm trying to say is I guess he's checked out. It's pretty obvious, and we'll get to that on the other side, okay? Anyways, you're listening to Locked On Canucks. Let me know about your trade packages involving Washington and Quinn Hughes. I know Carolina's in the mix too. Maybe we'll wait till Trevor's back tomorrow to dive more deeper into that because he's a smarter guy. Anyways, let me know your trade packages. Let's talk about our friends and do more of this on Locked On Canucks. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is Trevor's favorite game that he plays with his daughter, okay? And guess what? NHL Sundays are moving fast. In fact, we don't have a lot of Sundays left. I think we have 8. All right? And maybe your team's already out of it, and for you to have a bit of stake in the game, for those Sundays to matter, right? If you still want to eat those chicken wings and enjoy those nachos, and you want skin in the game, use FanDuel, okay? Make a parlay. Have some fun. Capitalize on the live spreads and the money lines, okay? Look at the player props. We just talked about appreciating the individuality of the game to some extent. Like if Quinn Hughes goes to the Capitals, we all kind of become Alexander Ovechkin fans even more so, right? Well, in the NFL, that happens a lot. Okay, Phillip Rivers. Maybe you want to put some money on Grandpa Phillip Rivers in the Indianapolis Colts, okay? Anyways, with FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment, okay? So if you want to get right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. That's FanDuel.com. The game moves fast, and so can you. Okay, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. Before we continue, though, if you're on the podcast side of things, the Apple podcast side of things, the Spotify podcast side of things, if you want to enjoy Locked On Canucks ad free, you can do that now. Okay, hit the link in the bio, join the Everyday Air Club, ad free, Locked On Canucks action. Okay, for you and you and you and you and you and you. It's $5 a month or $50 a year. Again, link in the bio. Anyways, comments. Man, oh man. Bobby Bluger is saying, if we do trade Quinn Hughes to Carolina, is there any way we could steal Seth Jarvis? I thought about this. Driving into the studio today because I thought about the personality of the Vancouver Canucks and the lack thereof over the last couple of years, right? We had some of the snarl from JT Miller. We had some of the swagger from Nikita Zadorov for a little bit, but everything outside of that has been very, very serious. Very, very boring, right? Very, very introverted. Seth Jarvis could change all of that. And, obviously people in the comments saying you won't get Jarvis, right? Andrew saying Jarvis is a top point man for the Carolina Hurricanes. And I'll say this. If Carolina doesn't trade for Quinn Hughes because they don't want to give up Seth Jarvis, that's exactly why they won't win the Stanley Cup. And I love Seth Jarvis. Again, I want his personality. I want somebody to embrace the chaos, embrace the fandom, be like a bridge for the fans and the Canucks through whatever's coming next. Crack a smile. It is so hard for somebody on this team to crack a damn smile. Especially somebody that's not just a depth player, like Jake DeBrusk, the Pokemon catcher. Like, I'm sorry, the 10th most important player on this team. I go ahead and smile, but the fans need something more from their best leaders, okay? Tyler Myers, the same thing, right? Like, the 15th most important player on the team. Like, I want the cream of the crop to be the bridge of happiness between, again, the players and the team and the fans and the Canucks and the fan base, okay? Seth Jarvis could be that guy. Now, if you're getting Jarvis, as NGK is saying, you're probably getting very little to nothing else, considering, Jarvis is an incredible player and a future Olympian. Boom, bam, do the math. And because of that, again, the Canucks are just not in the position to just get that. Just prioritize getting a winger. A young winger, but it's just not that time. Now, if we're going to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes, and again, this is Locked On Canucks. We're a little all over the place, especially when Trevor's sick. My name's Kyle Bowen, and this is all I do, and I approve this message. But in relation to the Carolina Hurricanes, like, everyone talks about how we almost got Nacich for Elias Pettersson. I wonder around that time if there was a chance we get Seth Jarvis, right? Right? Like, when was that? 2024? Like, could he have been part of that trade package? And how about this? Do you remember not so long ago when the Carolina Hurricanes beat out the Vancouver Canucks in a Jay Gensel trade? You guys remember that, right? It was us and Carolina gave up a lot to get him, and we didn't want to give up Lecker-Mackey, maybe Willander and whatnot, and whatever. To each their own, but it's interesting how that works. And even fast forward a couple months later, when free agency opened up, and this is after we lost in round 2 of the playoffs, Carolina, they don't extend Jake Gensel after using him in the playoffs, and the Canucks are still interested in Jake Gensel. And what happens? Trevor wakes me up to tell me that the Canucks just signed Jake DeBrusk. Crazy, man. Crazy. It really is. And here we are now potentially trading Quinn Hughes to Carolina. I wonder if the Hurricanes are still interested in Elias Pettersson. For real. Anywho, we're not going to shut up about talking about Quinn Hughes because, again, he's not really quieting down the rumors. If you heard Adam Foote today, too, he talked about how the trade rumors have, crept into the room. And, again, that's obvious. It's the media's fault. It's the fans' fault. Quinn was asked about it on Saturday, asked about Elliotte Friedman's reporting. Elliotte Friedman, also from Toronto, not like one of the Vancouver media members, asked about Elliotte Friedman's reporting, and what did Quinn do? He surfed on it, right? He didn't dodge it. He didn't double down on, being a Vancouver Canuck and potentially making up the 6 or 7 points to put themselves back into a playoff spot. No, he danced around it. Well, danced within it, somewhat, right? He didn't ignore it. And then I saw this on Reddit, so we have to talk about it. Okay, welcome to the part of the show where we read something on Reddit. This is called Reddit on Reddit. Very creative. Shout out to our production here at the Don't Does Art Lab. And look at this, okay? This is from a Reddit user who went to the signing event for season ticket holders last night, and he asked Quinn Hughes if he's staying, And what did Quinn Hughes say? He said, haha, and the Reddit user, I'll get his name after. I can't see it on the screen right now, but the Reddit user doubled down on asking him the question, and he asked him, yes or no? Yes or no, or we'll see. And what did Quinn Hughes say? With a year and a half left on his contract, 30 games into the season, Quinn Hughes said, we'll see. We'll see. There you go. Right? You know what I'm saying? Quinn Hughes has a chance right there. Am I asking him to lie to the fan base? I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm asking for specifically. I'm just all over the place. My name's Kyle Bowen again. But I do approve of this message. And if you're the captain of the Vancouver Canucks and you got 50 games left in the season, and Thatcher Demko's coming back from his 18th injury, and you're, 8 points out of a playoff spot? Can somebody do the math for me? You got 50 games left. And you, even at a private season ticket holder event, you can't tell a fan that you're staying, I'm not worried about that. I'm not focused on being moved. Yes, no, or maybe so. And this guy says maybe so, AKA we'll see in regards to him being traded or moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about it. And to be honest, again, it's the holidays, and there's only been 30 games played. If you're the captain of the Vancouver Canucks and you got a year and a half left on your deal, a year and a half. He's not even a UFA this July 1st. We're talking about a year and a half. 30 games into the season. The fact that you're the captain and you can't double down and be an admirable captain and just, ooze out camaraderie, right? Display the blue and green that this team, not only just employed you to wear, but gave you the responsibility to be like the Spider-Man of all this, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And there's a fan at the season ticket holder event asking if you're staying. And again, yes, no, maybe so, whatever. Maybe give them don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just focused on Buffalo. Right? But you give him the we'll see. Interesting, man. Again, maybe he's just a super honest guy, but man, oh man, just to me, it's over. To me, it's over. Anyways, one more comment before we get to break. Okay, Carmen's saying this trade will be a dark cloud over the franchise for years to come. As long as the owner is there, this franchise will suffer. And ungrateful Canucks fans already bagging on Quinn Hughes. Why would Quinn want to stay for this incompetent joke of a franchise? Again, we just brought up the Ovechkin thing. Like, Ovechkin won so many games, was loyal to his team, all that jazz. Now they're rewarding him with, like, opening the window even further and potentially, trading for Quinn Hughes. And here we are as fans supposed to, I don't know, feel more sorry for the hockey player than the fan base who hasn't seen consistent winning in almost 15 years. And yo, again, you've heard me day after day after day, year after year after year. I've shown so much appreciation for Quinn Hughes because, he's just the best Canuck of all time. He's a warrior. He plays through injury, plays 30 minutes a game, tries to do the most on a bad team. One love to you and you and you and you. But as a Canucks fan, I'm not going to front. I'm sick and tired of nobody on this team having good PR skills. Right? They can't translate a message with positivity. Like, so what if you're talking to media members that you don't like? So what if you're communicating with 32-and-a-half-year-olds like me who are just volatile? How about the kid who's 12 years old, 15 years old, 10 years old, 16 years old, 13 years old, who loves the Vancouver Canucks? He's not a lunatic like me, who is taking it game by game, day by day, right? Can one of these players, whether it be Elias Pettersson, whether it be Quinn Hughes, you know what I'm saying? Demko, can one of y'all smile? Oh, but it's so hard to be proud to be on an incompetent joke of a franchise. Like, why would any of these players, smile while they're on this team? You guys, dude, you're blaming the franchise when y'all been part of this for years and years and years and years. It's on you too. It's not just because you're on a joke of a franchise. Like, you guys can't win too. And I know it's hard to smile through that, but can there be any positivity from one of you guys? And as Bob Bluger is saying, look at this comment. There's a country club atmosphere in there where they feel sorry for themselves. Let's get some real hockey players. Anyways, we'll get to more comments on the other side. Again, this is Locked On Canucks without Trevor Beggs. We are definitely all over the place. Hit the like button, subscribe. And Carmen, I'm looking at your comments. Let's have a talk. Again, on the other side. Here at the Don't Does Art Lab, and again on YouTube. One love to you and you and you and you. Today's episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money, man. Trevor's got some, Trevor will have some news for you down the road, but Monarch Money, man, doing its thing. Helping lives, being your everyday pocket financial advisor. All right, and especially with the holidays coming, things financially could get overwhelming fast, right? Travel, gifts, parties, year-end expenses. It's really easy to lose track of your money at this time of the year, and that's why you need Monarch Money. It really is a game-changing app. It can be a lifesaver, again, around the holiday time. And in minutes, you can check your net worth. You have a net worth? Did you know that? You could also link all your accounts and keep track of your contributions before the deadlines. Monarch Money makes, quick check-ins really easy. You give it a minute or two each week, and you're somewhat completely up to speed on your finances, okay? So visit monarchmoney.com and use code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year of Monarch Money when you go on to monarchmoney.com and use code LOCKEDONNHL. People, we back doing this, talking about your Vancouver Canucks. doing our thing. Hit the like button, support the show. Christmas coming up in what, 2 weeks? I got to get my girlfriend something. Actually, she wants to go for a nice dinner. Omakase. I think it's like $170 a person. I'm buying my girlfriend fish for Christmas. Yo, I hit the lottery, dude. Carmen saying, look at the lineup. What's there to be positive about? I don't know if you're referring to Quinn having, again, just like he's always been like a pretty neutral guy. Like he always, quote unquote, looks sad and disappointed, but I think that's just like his natural thing. But I'm ragging on him. I'm not hearing him saying he wants to be a Canuck. Carmen saying, look at the lineup. What's there to be positive about if you're Quinn Hughes? And I don't know, like you're the captain. You're the leader. And I want to cheer for players on my team who just don't feel sorry for themselves. That just want to get the job done. And I keep bringing up this story, way back when Aaron Rodgers was a Green Bay Packer, and, there'd be time in and time out where the Packers would have a slow start. And if you want to compare like internet fan bases, like the Canucks fan base and the Packers fan base, to me, honestly, very similar, like very volatile. Every game matters so much. There's a referendum after every game. It is what it is. And, there was, I think, 2 years in a row, or maybe like 2 out of 3 years where the Packers were off the slow starts. And Aaron Rodgers always smiling, always doing his thing to the media, telling the people right to the camera's face, having fun with it, saying, yo, relax. RELAX, relax. We got this. And the Packers ended up making the playoffs. There was another time. Packers struggling out of the gate. Everyone's hating on them. Aaron Rodgers is done. Fire this guy, fire that guy. All this noise. Yet Aaron Rodgers, secure in himself, knows he's the athlete. He knows he's at the top of the pyramid, when it comes to, the pecking order of how this business works. Isn't scared of the fans. Isn't scared of the media. And what does he say? He's saying we're gonna run the table. We're gonna run the table, and the Packers make the playoffs. Yo, even if you don't believe it, there's 50 games left in the season, Quinn Hughes. You're still playing for the Vancouver Canucks. You're the captain of the Canucks. Say something positive. The NHL is mid right now. Yo, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup coming out of nowhere. Dude, last year, the St. Louis Blues make the playoffs. After having the worst start ever, firing their head coach, they made the playoffs. The Florida Panthers 3 years ago make the playoffs on the last day of the regular season. And we have 50 games left. And one of the best players in hockey, who happens to be the captain of your team, can't take a second to strike belief into the fan base, let alone the room. But me as the fan, I should be guilty for feeling that way. I don't think so. I think it's safe to say I want a different standard for my captain. And yeah, he does a lot on the ice. He does his thing, but I mean, it's been pretty clear year after year after year that this team just needs more. And I feel like we're getting the very bare minimum with this guy when it comes to how he conducts himself and like what type of energy he's bringing into that room. And again, Adam Foote talking about how the trade rumors are in that room now. I think there was a chance on Saturday for Quinn Hughes just to say something prideful, something that just made us think differently. Because once again, people, there's a pecking order to this business, okay? And the athlete is always on the top if they understand the ethics of all this. But for some reason, this franchise, this team, this core, right, especially in the last like 6 or 7 years, it's always been those guys, Quinn, Pettersson, Miller, Horvat, Demko, all these guys. Besser, they don't understand that. They don't understand that. And they lose to the noise. And it's a damn shame because this city needs leaders. They need people who understand like what the pecking order is and not succumb to this being a hockey crazy market. But time in and time out, the noise is too much. And, we brought up a guy like Seth Jarvis earlier today. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that a guy like that, I don't know if he makes us a better hockey team than one that has Quinn Hughes, but he would be able to, positively contribute to the game outside of hockey inside that room. Because that's a part of it too. But right now, Quinn Hughes, he's doing that room absolutely no favors. Imagine me and Tom Willander or Atu Ratu and seeing your captain conduct himself like that when it comes to trade rumors when he has a year and a half left on his deal and you're 30 games into the season. And again, St. Louis did what they did last year to make the playoffs. How are you giving up 30 games into the season? Let us give up. Let the media give up. But you as the leader, you as the captain who sets the tone for that room, that's a damn shame. That is embarrassing. Anyways, I got to go. My name's Kyle Bowen. One love to you and you and you and you. Go Canucks go. Tomorrow, Demko's back. Maybe we start winning games, and all of this is just, I wouldn't say a waste of time, but, just megabytes on YouTube stored in the cloud that we cannot see. That was poetic, okay? Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe to the show. Merry Christmas. Send Trevor some love. He's got the child flu. I think like that happens. Like when your kids get sick, you get sick. So send him love. Did speak to him earlier. He did give me a Carolina Hurricanes trade proposal that, again, we'll talk about tomorrow because he's just smarter than me, and I don't want to waste that data. Join the Discord. Hit the links in the bio. We also got a children's book coming out. I'm going to show you the images tomorrow. I got a bunch of material right here. I want you guys to be a part of that. It would mean a lot to me. And, one love. Peace.